Alrighty, so I have a chili cook-off today at work, and so in good sport, I don't have very much competition. There's only one other person I know for sure that's making something, and there might be one or two other contenders besides myself. So my odds are really good to win $100 for a chili cook-off at my work. So this is actually the first time I've ever made chili. I've never made chili before. So if you know me and you know my cooking habits from a couple other cooking videos I will put up on the channel, I go all out. I don't hold anything back, and I am all about bold flavors. I love a crap ton of flavor, and that's what we're doing today. So I've got roughly 2 hours to make this happen and get this over to my job for testing and whatnot. So we're gonna get going. I'm gonna explain what I've already done. I did a good bit of prepping last night and earlier this morning, mixing ground beef and sausage together. So, and I've already smoked this meat on my pellet grill for about an hour and a half or so, maybe a little bit more, in this dish here that came with my toaster oven. But so the meat has been the beef got marinated in a marinade bath overnight last night, in a mixture of, trying to get all this out of here as much as possible. Come on. So yeah, it was in a marinade overnight, so for at least 14 hours. Yeah, about 14 hours. It's soaked in a marinade. Always start with clean cooking surfaces for sanitary health reasons. Absolutely do not want anybody getting sick from my cooking. And of course, hands washed frequently. Pretty much every time I change from one type of food item to another, I'm washing my hands. I wash my hands an insane amount when I cook. Always washing my hands. Again, don't want anybody getting ill. But yeah, so marinated the meat in a mixture of just a basic mixture of Worcestershire sauce, some liquid smoke, and the fanciest ingredient, whiskey. Yeah, let me show you what whiskey I picked up that is going to heavily influence. See, always washing hands. Always washing hands. The whiskey that is going to heavily influence this dish is Bird Dog Mesquite Brown Sugar flavored whiskey. And I drank some of it yesterday, a little bit, and this stuff is delicious. So a lot of the items in this dish got flavored, got marinated with some of this whiskey. And again, it's like 90% of the alcohol will be cooked out of it through the process of making this. So it's not like, I mean, it's people at work. It's not like they're gonna get drunk off of this chili, because the alcohol content's gonna be like next to nothing. So there's no concerns there. It's just adding all that flavor in the cooking process. So we've got the meat, and I don't want it. I'm not mashing it with my meat press thing, because I kind of want there to be some small chunks in here. So I'm not gonna go crazy with mashing it up and making it fine, because I want there to be some chunks here and there. But we're going to brown this meat, strain the water that's coming out of it as it's cooking, and make sure that this meat is nice and browned. So while that's going on, I've already gone through the process, and again, the beans, the red kidney beans, got soaked last night as well, in the same basic mixture of the some liquid smoke and the whiskey. So then I have some onions that I prepped last night that are going to go in this pan right here with some brown sugar and get caramelized. So I'm going to get that up to good temperature to do that. And then once the meat is browned, it's going to go ahead and go into the Instapot that I have there. And then I'm going to do my tomato paste. I've got this 12-ounce can and a 8-ounce can. Right, is the other one 8 ounce or 6 ounce? 6 ounce. So yeah. So come on, focus camera. There you go. 12 ounce and 6 ounce total of 18 ounces of tomato paste will go in this pan once the meat's out of it and it's rinsed out real good. And I'm gonna boil, simmer, a hard simmer, the tomato paste to kind of get some of that the acidity, that taste that you get from canned tomato paste. That you want to cook that taste out of it and just leave a good tomatoey flavor. And then I have petite diced, seasoned with basil, garlic, and oregano tomatoes. So petite diced. I don't like big chunks of tomato. I'm not a huge fan of being heavy on tomato, especially not for chili. And of course the meat, as soon as I drain the water out of that, it's going to be dosed up with the Tex-Mex chili from McCormick, this spice packet. There we go. See, got all the water out of there. Well, more than 80% of it. There's barely any water in here. Let's give it a good stir. Make sure that my chunks are not too big of chunks. And my brown sugar is getting caramelized nicely. Put just a little bit of water in there. Just put a little bit of water in there. And then dump my onions. And turn down the heat low. And get another spatula thing. Runaway onions, come back here. I seem to have a hard time keeping things inside of pans when I'm stirring stuff. Yeah, I can't do hard onions, like raw onions, in food. They gotta be cooked. They gotta be soft. And I like to saute them in some kind of a sauce or seasoning. Oh, that's the wrong size lid. Let me turn my meat down low here because it's starting to brown up. Get close to browning up. Just what I want. And let's get that seasoning package in there, shall we? Yeah, so this meat's about 75% of the way cooked. When adding this seasoning, and we're going to turn off the onions here, because there's plenty of heat. They're sauteed up. So I don't know how everybody, some people like chili to be more watery, some people like it to be very tomatoey. I don't. I want the opposite. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll open up my tomatoes paste, my can of tomato paste. Y'all see my can opener doing its thing? Boy, do I feel lazy when I use it. I will end up putting some squirts of barbecue sauce in with the tomato paste because I like a very cowboy Tex-Mex type southern chili, not so Italian-y heavy with the tomato. I'm not a big tomato person. Make sure I rinsed out my Instapot pot, wiped it out, cleaned it, and alright, so we got our two pounds of meat in there. That's a pound of ground beef and a pound of sausage. Tomato paste needs encouragement out of the can. Let's give it some encouragement. Yeah, get all that goodness out. Oh, I forgot. Part along with the beans. The beans got soaked overnight, like I said, with a little bit of liquid smoke and the bourbon, the whiskey, the flavored whiskey. But I also put freshly made coffee. Again, giving that very rustic-y, smoked, aged cowboy aroma. The beans pretty much soaked that mixture up like almost all the way, at least 75, 80 to 85% of that marinade was soaked up by the beans, and then of course brought them to a hard boil for about 4 or 5 minutes. The packaging for the beans says 2 to 3 minutes, but I did 4 to 5. Just it seemed, I felt like they needed that length of time. I hope that didn't screw it up. Again, I'm not a big fan of beans, so I only did about 10 ounces of beans. Typically, you would do 14 to 16 ounces. If your preference is a full beanified chili, a beanified chili. That's proper English, right? Don't you say it like that? Beanified? You've been beanified. Alright, I got my tomato paste all out of my cans. And we're going to bring the temperature up to low. And get my silver spoon out of here so that I'm not because I don't want to use it and end up scratching up my pan. A splash of whiskey in there to kind of liquefy it just a bit, so that way I can burn that can taste out of it. And then I'm just using some Heinz Kansas City Sweet and Smoky barbecue sauce. It's gonna be mixed in. Alright, so I've gone ahead and dumped my onions into the pot, and I've opened and strained my petite diced tomatoes, and throwing that in and mixing that in with my tomato paste. I'm going to turn my heat up to about 4.5, almost 5. Actually, I'm going to go 5.5. There. I really want to kind of toast that. And then the next big step, where'd I put them? Oh, right here. Where's the bag? Where'd I put the bag? So that I can show you. So as far as making a chili hot or spicy, and there's a difference between hot and spicy. Hot is more like hot sauce type taste, and spicy is more like, you know, peppers and spices type taste. There is a difference. Those who cook know what I'm talking about. But to get the best balance of hot and spice, these particular chilies, ancho chilies, they're freeze dried. And what I've already done is I've already taken out the stems and the seeds, and then diced them, minced them up very fine. And I used about 1.5 of these peppers, and I believe that's going to be enough. So I've minced them up nice and small, and I'm going to put that in this pot or pan here, a small pan, and kind of make a puree of sorts of the mesquite liquid smoke. A little bit of that, along with another pinch of brown sugar. Brown sugar is good. Brown sugar is yummy. So I've got that there. And then I'm going to add a little bit more brown sugar to my tomato paste. Tomato paste mixture. And again, making this pepper puree. A little bit of the whiskey, just a little bit. And I need to turn my heat down on my tomato paste. I'm getting that burn going to get rid of that bitterness out of the canned tomato paste. The last thing I want is too much heat to where it actually burns the paste to the bottom of the pan. I don't want that. Absolutely do not want that. And I'm going to give it a little taste test. That's actually not too bad. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more, a couple more squirts of barbecue. Again, because I don't want it to be too sweet. Come on. There we go. Just a little more barbecue sauce. Yeah, I don't like that sweet, tomatoey sweet taste to be too heavy. We're doing good on time. It's just about 9:40. I need to get a good 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes of cooking in the Instapot before I take it to the car and head off to the work, because then it'll cook at work for like another 45-50 minutes. Get at least an hour and 20 minutes of cook time. This guy, how we doing here? Add a little bit more heat. Turn off the heat on my tomato paste mix. Stir it up again. Make sure I don't got nothing sticking on the bottom. And it is basically, yeah, I think it is ready to go in the Instapot. I'm gonna scoop out as much of it as I can. I want to get as much of that pasta paste mix out of the pan as possible. Leave almost nothing to waste. Nothing to waste. Again, this is my absolute first time ever doing chili. I'm not a big fan of chili because I'm not because of two main reasons. I'm not a big fan of tomato paste, and I don't care for beans. I really don't like beans. And it's kind of like two fairly important ingredients in a well-rounded chili. I know some people, I mean, you can cook chili and have chili with no beans in it. There's plenty of people out there that don't put beans in their chili, but it's like, again, I feel like if you do that, you kind of going half-ass on your chili. Alright, so that's that. That out of the way. Let's take a look at what we got here with this guy, with our peppers. Oh, y'all can't smell it, but I'm telling you, the aroma coming from this stuff is freaking killer amazing. Oh my gosh. These peppers smell so freaking good. They're supposedly one of the most favored peppers for dishes like chili and Brunswick stew and you know, different types of, you know, beef stews and beef-based soups. And other Hispanic dishes, because they're the right amount. They're not too hot of a pepper. They're actually quite mild, and when they've been smoked and dehumidified, oh, that's so good. Like, just really smoky, full-bodied flavor. Oh my gosh. Such a tasty pepper. Woo! Yes! So this is kind of the three main secret ingredients that plenty of people don't put in their chili because they're just going for a very basic chili, just a quick, you know, 90-minute, you know, prep and cook type chili. One thing is these particular peppers. The other thing is the brown sugar. And then for me personally, it's using the whiskey and throwing bacon in there. Because, yeah, that's going to be freaking awesome. So I think these are pretty much done cooking to release all the flavorful juices out of the pepper. You know, they're totally rehydrated. And, oh, so good. So yeah, so those are done. So we're going to dump all of that in there. And I believe, just by gauging, I think that 1.5 of those peppers is going to be just the right amount, and add just the right amount of that flavor for the 2 pounds of meat. We'll bring the pot. So that's what it looks like before I've stirred it up. We're gonna add our bacon bits here. Hell yeah. I love bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? You just go with it. The whole 5 ounces of bacon. Heck yeah. Splash of whiskey again. And let's stir all that up. Oh, that's killer. Oh, hell yes. This is going to be freaking awesome. Whew. Yeah, I like the spice. The spice is good. That is good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, let me strain most, or at least half of the liquid out of this. Out of the beans. So I've got the beans, the 10 ounces of beans with a little bit of the water and what was left from what the beans didn't soak up overnight from its marinade. So we got that dumped in there. We're gonna mix it. How's that for consistency? Again, once it cooks, it's gonna get just a little bit more watery, but not too much. That's pretty much going, for the most part, this is going to be the consistency. I hope that's good. I hope that's, you know, I don't like that chili and stews to be too terribly watery. I don't like my sloppy Joe to be watery. I like it to be very thick and full-bodied, so that, you know, less spillage out of your hamburger bun. But yeah, I think we're good. Gosh, I can't tell y'all how fantastic it smells. Ugh. And how wonderful it tastes. Again, I'm not a fan of chili, but I think this is going to be an award-winning chili. I really, really think it will be. So that's the Urban Woodsman first time take at making a chili for a chili cook-off. Y'all wish me luck.